Okay, let's talk about the one big beautiful bill and what we can do about it. What is up, my friends? This is John Crump, and today we're going to be talking about the big beautiful bill that Trump, at least that's what they call it. I call it a big bloated bill. And anyone who tells you that it is a victory is lying to you. So let's get that out of the way first. I do not believe that the big, beautiful bill, the reconciliation bill, is a win. It is a loss because we didn't get a full HBA and we did not get the full short act. But what we did get is a $0 tax stamp. A lot of people have told me that SBRs, SBSs, and AOWs were not included in there, which I thought was kind of weird, but that was the rumor going around. I dug into it and they are still in there. So that's why I waited a little bit because I just wanted to read through the whole thing to make sure, or most of it, to make sure that we didn't miss anything. But we did get a 0% tax. Chris Murphy tried to introduce a $1 tax. So what he tried to do, Chris Murphy is a Democrat from Connecticut. What he tried to do is insert a $1 tax instead of a $0 tax. What that would have done is made it harder to challenge it in court. Right now, since it is a $0 tax, if it goes through the way it is, it will be easier to challenge in court because you got a $0 tax, so it's not revenue generating, so it's a tax law. Why would you use a tax law? You generate no revenue, and that definitely does make it easier to challenge. Right now that it is in the House, again, since it passed the Senate, we can go ahead and call our representatives, and I'll put the number up once again and tell them, yeah, you will accept nothing less than the full HBA in short act, and to put it back in there and send it back to the Senate and force their hands to uh, to disregard the parliamentarian. The vote passed with the in the Senate, it passed with 3 Republicans, including Rand Paul, voting against it. JD Vance had to be called in to overrule to break the tie. Basically, it was 50-50, and JD Vance, being the president of the Senate, cast the tie-breaking vote, so it passed 51-50. So, with this, we're seeing a $0 tax stamp, which means we pay $0 and we get a tax stamp for $0. I'm not going to say that it's a free tax stamp because we are still paying for it with our information that we have to give to the ETF, our passport photos, our fingerprints, our paperwork we have to fill out. We have to give that to the ETF. And to me, I think that is a bigger price than $200. I would rather pay $200 and not have to give that than to turn that over. But yet, here we are. Republicans are celebrating this as a win, but do not let them fool you. This is 100% is not a win. They have seized defeat out of the jaws of victory. All they had to do is ignore the parliamentarian and pass it. And if anyone tells you that they shouldn't do that because of tradition or precedent or whatever, all you need to say is it's been done multiple times. It was done in 2013 with judicial nominations, and it was done again with Supreme Court nominations. So they can definitely ignore her advice, but they chose not to. They could have fired her because she does serve at the will of John Thune, and he chose not to do that either. It shows you how weak the Republicans are and how they are willing to throw our rights down the tubes just to get along. But like I said, we can still fight back. We can encourage our congressmen to vote against it and refuse to vote for it until the Senate ignores the parliamentarian and passes the bill. Now, you're gonna ask me the next question is, "Hey, what are the chances of that actually working?" I wish I could say that it is a great chance or a good chance, but I would say it is a slim chance, but there still is a chance that we can push back and get it done. So, we need to do that. Even though it's a slim chance, we need to do that. NFA is not enforceable without a tax being owed, and that is what is going to be argued in court. And that is why Chris Murphy wanted to put a $1 tax in there because I think that they know that it is going to be challenged in court almost right away. Almost right away. I can hear the lawsuit printers spinning up right now. We are going to see what happens with this, but I encourage everyone to keep calling. Do not give up hope yet. There's still a slim glimmer of light that we can hold on to and try to get the House to reject this. Right now, the big beautiful bill is full of crap, I guess you can say. It doesn't actually cut anything, it just more spending, and a lot of gun owners were willing to support it as long as we got what the HBA in short act, but we're not getting that, so why are we there to support it? Ugh. Yeah, they chose to use the parliamentarian as cover after the NFA refused. They give them cover. That's 100% true. Being perfectly honest, Sean, I would much rather see the NFA get destroyed through court than through Congress. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, but you got to look at it from the practicality standpoint. I would much rather that happen as well, but there's too many judicial activists and the Supreme Court seems to be really hesitant on taking gun cases, so I don't see that actually working. Let's just keep on pushing. Let's fight until the very bitter end, and we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Overall bill is not good. I hope it gets rejected entirely. 5 trillion more in deficit is ridiculous. 100%. 100%. All right. So before I went live, I wanted to check to make sure that the short act, well, the $0 for SBRs and SBSs. I'm not going to call this the short act in HBA because this isn't what it is. It's zeroing out the taxes. And what are my thoughts on the tax being increased under the Democrats? Yeah, that's a scary thought, Kyle. Kyle Reese, Terminator fan, I guess. That is a scary thought, and I believe that we might actually see it happen. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's just call it a $0 tax stamp. Yep, the 0 tax stamp. Yeah, but we'll have to see. It's a short-changed act. I like that. Maybe we can get this up to court and get the courts to throw out that part of the NFA since it's a $0 tax stamp before Democrats get back into power. But we'll have to see what happens. All right, guys. That is it. Just want to make a quick short video and just like keep you guys in the know and everything else. Once I find out what happens in the house, I'll be making another video, and I think most likely this is going to be on the president's desk and signed by the 4th of July, but I could be wrong. All right, I will see you later. Oh, Night Strike is going live. If anybody want to check out, go to Night Strike 1 and watch his stuff. All right, bye.